So this week we are continuing our celebration of the theme of running, and our Throwback Thursday features Dan, Lawson and Carla Molinaro, and they're talking about their record-breaking achievements running from Land's End to John O'Groats. So hope you enjoy.
Now this session is called LEJOG. What is that about? Now it sounds like you should be frolicking through the French Alps, doesn't it? Through a nice alpine pasture, as continental as a croissant, bought in Morrison's garage, Workington. That's right. In other words, it's not very French at all, and it's pretty much the most British endurance challenge you can do, because you run from one end of the country to the other, Land's End to John O'Groats, from Scotland down to the corner of Cornwall. Now, 850 miles of our finest British A-roads makes for quite the journey. Our two guests, I don't think there's anyone in a better position to give me a few tips here. Dan Lawson and Carla Molinaro. Now, these two, let's go into Dan to begin with. Dan is a UK ultra runner. He's represented Great Britain. He's won races across Britain and the rest of the world. He's also the founder of Rerun, which is a very important running organisation highlighting the effect that we as runners have on the environment and what we can do to make a difference. Very important message. So we're going to have a chat to him about that later on. But before then, we're going to go into the little matter of what he did this summer. He ran LEJOG in a record time of 9 days, 21 hours and 14 minutes. It wasn't only the male record that got beaten this year, the female record went tumbling as well. In this incredible year of FKTs, 2,800 in all, these two do stand out as some of the hardest, some of the toughest, definitely. Now, the female record holder currently is Carla Molinaro, and she's in the studio with us here today. She's also ran across the world, winning marathons, winning ultra marathons, and representing Great Britain. I think we'll leave it there, and we're going to go and have a chat to them. So welcome, Carla Molinaro and Dan Lawson. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good stuff. Well, I'm glad to see you sitting down. I think you've earned that sit down. Carla, to begin with, would we be sitting here discussing LEJOG if it was a normal year without COVID?
No, definitely not. This was my COVID lockdown project, so.
I put up a shelf. Yeah.
Yeah, my idea spiraled a little bit more out of control than that.
Yeah, just a little.
Yeah.
So, looking back at it now, what gives you most satisfaction? Doing something like this, which is kind of new to you, FKTs and stuff, isn't it? You normally race. You've raced triathlon up to, you've won the European Championships, have you? The age group, I think,
yeah.
Duathlon, high level. And then you go and do, I'll have a go at breaking these records, and you smash it. So which one brings you most satisfaction?
I like doing both. And for me, like, that's the fun of running, is that you can go and race, and then you can go and race records and do FKTs as well. And I like to try and do a little bit of both each year.
Okay, so they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
A draw.
Yeah, draw.
So, Dan, I know this sort of thing is right down your street. You've been racing.
Right up my alley, yeah. I don't know.
What an alley.
I think I find, I don't know what you'd say, I think there's less pressure on a FKT. It's more, I don't know, there's something that seems a bit more natural about it. It's a bit more about you just kind of, it feels like you're just out for a run, like you would do normally, kind of in a morning sort of thing. But whereas a race, you have that apprehension and you have all of the, like, the build up to it and the kind of
eyeballing
standing.
your main rival at the start,
exactly.
And those pre-race excuses.
Yeah.
Oh, my hamstring is tight. Yeah.
You're right, but it does make a big difference, because you're in a race, you're a competitor and you're up against everyone else. But in one of these FKTs, it's like everyone's pushing in the same, your whole crew, all the people that come to support you, they're all pushing in the same direction. They all want you ultimately to achieve what you want to. So it's a really different, I find it's a really different energy, and I prefer it, really, yeah.
That's an interesting point you bring up. Is it harder to motivate yourself in something like this? because you haven't got the arch nemesis. I joked about it, but it's true, innit? When you're competing and you can eyeball your competitor, it's something we've all seen with these virtual races. I don't know if you tried one. I tried one at the start, and it was just like, nah. It was just impossible to get.
I don't get it. Yeah.
But is that the same with FKTs? Because you haven't got that person next to you giving you a bit of, sledging.
But I think you're chasing a time, so there's still something that you're working towards. But I think like what Dan said is really interesting. Like everyone that's part of that journey with you is trying to get you to that finish line on time, where in a race, it's about position normally.
When you were, you touched the pole at the end, and I'm thinking at that moment there, you're so smashed, your body's been through so much, and you're at your wit's end, emotionally, physically. Can you appreciate it?
Not really. You're just like, okay, cool, that's done. Can I get in the van now? Like the weather was so rubbish and I was so cold. And at that point, it'd been going for 24 hours that all I wanted was a cup of tea and a shower.
Get me in the van. Carry me.
Yeah. So I got a cup of tea and then I was all right.
And that was, of course, John O'Groats, wasn't it? I mixed up earlier on.
John
I said
O'Groats.
Land's End, John O'Groats.
Yeah.
Land's End is in Cornwall and John O'Groats is in Scotland. I know, it's just too much tea. And this lovely Yeti mug. Very nice. Dan, how about yourself? Because I'm sure that brought back memories, seeing Carla finish off there. Is it a letdown? Or can you appreciate what you've just done? Because both of you have just beaten incredible records. Oh my God, I'm like, wow. Does that hit home there?
Yeah, I think my emotions were pretty much the same as Carla's, apart from I don't drink tea, so I didn't want any tea. But yeah, you kind of touch the pole at the end, and you're just like, right, it's done. Let's just get out of here, and I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And I think it's not that it's an emotionless finish. I think you have the emotion during the run. Carla and me pretty much both death marched the last however many, like 30, 40 miles in, and you've got time in your head then. And I think for me, I was going through like the whole journey, and I've kind of, like in my head, I've touched the pole and I've had that emotion. So when you actually get there, it's just no need. I don't know if it was the same. Was it the same for you or not?
Yeah, it's like such a long, like pretty much death march to the end.
Yeah.
You make this sound so appealing.
Yeah, guys, it's really fun.
In the break, you were talking about the skin infection that you had just before you had to drill through your toenails. And at this moment, I was thinking, was it fun? Both questions to both. Do you want to go first?
Yeah,
was it, looking back now?
You end up with your legs feeling like they've been smashed with a bat. I had to drill through my toenails. I got a skin infection in my shin and blisters all in my mouth. And yeah, I'd probably do something similar again.
Yeah, it's totally fun. It's like, same with you. It's my joy. Running's my joy. So if you tell me I can go running for 10 days and that's all I'm going to do, it's just I'll take that anytime. It's brilliant. Yeah. And for me, a little bit about that finish was that it was the end. Like I was a little bit sad because although it was hard and it was tough, I was doing something I really enjoy doing, and the journey was so like magical, and had fun and like doing it, that when you touch that pole, it's kind of like it's the end, and you've got to go back to like doing like normal things, and and not just. Oh, yeah. It's really simple running from like across the country, because all you've got to do is run. You just put one foot in front of the other, and you really don't need to think about anything else at all, because everyone else kind of enables you to do that, so they do it all for you. So it's kind of, Is that part of the reason why for you to escape, just to get to the the rhythm of the running gets you away? Yeah, maybe I don't know if I call it an escape, but I think what you said secondly, I think it is a bit like the rhythm of the running. I like to get to a space where I don't really have to, where my mind's like nice and still, and I don't have to think about too many things. And when it's easier to do that when other people are doing the thinking for you. Like both me and Carla had someone, like I had Robbie and you had your friend Scouse,
Scouse and Dave.
like on a bike with us the whole time. So you like literally don't even need to think about what like which direction you're going, or it is just one foot in front of the other, and then it allows you to get to that place of like stillness in your mind.
So if you liked this video, then make sure to like and subscribe to the Kendall Mountain YouTube channel. And if you want to watch the full LEJOG session, then check it out on the Kendall Mountain Player, where we are currently running a 3-free-day trial, and then it runs to £9.99 a month. And with 50% of those profits going to independent filmmakers, it's such a fantastic platform. And yeah, we hope you enjoy, and check out the links in the description below.